11 and 13, too young to understand what we were building, too stubborn to understand what we were breaking. You never tried to be the good guy, never asked anybody to see the best in you. Hell, half the time you went out of your way to prove every bad thing they said was true. You wore a heartbreaker like a badge, collected names, collected nights, kept everyone at arm's length, like getting close was some kind of fight. And me, I was somewhere between convenience and comfort, the phone call when loneliness got loud, the person who stayed available, the person who stayed around. You gave me just enough hope to keep the door cracked open, then disappeared again. Everybody told me what you were, like I couldn't see it myself, but what nobody understood, I wasn't loving the version of you that you were trying to sell. Because I saw more than the games, more than the late night apologies, more than the damage. You kept showing me your worst, like it was all you had to offer. And I kept looking you in the eyes and telling you, try harder. You were never hard to love, just hard to convince. And if I gave you the world, it wasn't because you earned it. Because I chose to every day, I chose you because you deserve to be seen, to be valued, to be loved for who you are, not the man you pretended to be. You spent years trying to outrun yourself, looking for validation in strangers, searching for something temporary to fix something permanent. And I remember all the conversations, the doubts you'd never admit to anybody else, the moments where the confidence cracked and I tried to fill the voids, the moments where I could finally see the kid underneath all the noise, the one who didn't know his own value, the one who couldn't understand why anyone would stay. But I stayed, not because I was blind, not because I didn't know better, because I knew exactly who you were and exactly what you deserved. Because I saw more than the mistakes, more than the reputation, more than the mess. You kept handing me reasons to leave, and I kept handing them back, saying I'm not convinced, try again, that's not who you are. You were worth the fight, worth the faith, worth every reminder, worth every heartbreak. You, when I gave you the world and you walked away, I still gave you my all, because I knew that someday the playboy would fade into the past, and the man underneath would find his way. But let's get something straight. This isn't me rewriting history. You destroyed my heart and broke all my trust. You made me feel disposable, replaceable, easy to forget. But somehow, none of that changed what I saw. 'Cause even when you treated yourself like you had no value, I saw it. Even when you were trying your hardest to convince everybody you didn't care, I knew better. Even when you couldn't believe it yourself, I believed in you. Look at you now, look how far you've come. Every time you doubted yourself, every time you thought you'd never change, every time you tried to hide behind who you used to be, I saw this version of you. I saw it, you were never broken, you were never lost. You just needed someone to remind you of your worth, someone to stay, someone to say, try harder. That's not who you are. Because I see more, I always have. Not the mistakes, not the reputation, not the boy who ran from everything. I see the man who fought his way through it, the man who's learning, growing, maturing. And if there's one thing I hope you never forget, it wasn't obligation, it wasn't pity, it wasn't because I had to, it was because through all the chaos, through all the years, through every reason not to, I chose to love you, and I choose to believe in you all over again. Because your lover, I will always be your friend. 11 and 13, who would have thought after all these years you finally became the man I knew was there all along. And if you ever forget that, call me, I'll remind you like I always have.